Hi. Are we in a hotel? Yes. Am I editing? Yes. Was I asked by past Matthew to check in on you? Yes. Living your best life. We gotta be quiet though. We gotta don't scratch too loudly. Brooklyn's asleep. Okay. Can you say on with the show? I think that'll do. There it is. Thank you. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am still in Montana. I'm going to be here for the next few days. Looking forward to that. I actually moved to a different campsite yesterday. My parents and brother and sister-in-law are still over at that RV park. I think for one more day. I think they all leave tomorrow. Irrelevant for timelines and all of that, but Lindsay and Sadie will be joining me at this campsite later this afternoon, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's quite the little setup here. Lindsay actually came by last night just to get her tent up real fast. So she didn't want to be messing around with too much of it in the heat. She stayed for a beer. She also brought me pizza, which was very nice of her. Sort of scratched that itch around 10:30 at night. And I thought, you know what? I've talked about this before. I thought I was going to get wicked heartburn from eating pizza that late. But turns out pizza from the Mackenzie River Pizza Company in Polson, Montana must use some quality ingredients. Because none of that happened. And it was like meat and onion or something. I don't even remember. But compared to all of the big chain pizzas that I usually get that F me up, that was a nice change of pace. Oh yeah, I also broke out this geyser shower last night finally. We'll show it off in a future video. I just wanted to get it done. Yesterday was a day, if you know, you know, and I had been here for a few days, so I was quite sweaty and tacky and sticky and gross, and it works really well. It's different than your traditional shower in the sense that you just take that little green spongy up there. It has a hose coming out of it, and you just attach it to the end of this hose, and then the other end attaches to this. You turn on the pump when you have power, and it pumps it out, and it just sort of like seeps out of the sponge, and the sponge has a soft side and a rough side, and just scrub yourself down, get all your goodies. It was, in a pinch, not so bad. It does rip through the water, though, if you're not careful. I just have to find a rhythm of turning the pump off and scrubbing, then turning it on to sort of rinse. And you can just get a straight rinse by removing the sponge and just having the water come out of the tip and just, not so bad. You could go through almost one of these for one shower. Fill up the jet boil with 2 cups of water. Boil the bejeebus out of it, put the rest of the water in here, then add the boiling water, and you got yourself a nice warm shower. And this thing even has a sensor in it that if it's above 100 degrees Fahrenheit too hot, it'll turn itself off and the pump will not work. So it's a pretty cool little system, and it's very portable, not super heavy. I got this down at Craze Outdoors. Like I said, we'll show it off in a future video because right now it's pretty squeaky clean. But also I can't really rub my shoulders because somebody didn't put on any sunscreen, and I'm now covered in aloe vera, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, the state of lucky is, well, it's the state of lucky right now. I'm camping out of a wee bit of a mess. I do have this Montana sticker that I picked up in Big Fork yesterday. Big Sky Country, Montana on a grizzly bear. Gonna get that on lucky ASAP. Just gotta find a spot on the back of the window. I also picked up myself some amber ale from the Tamarack Brewery. Well, I didn't pick it up from the brewery. I just picked it up from a grocery store. You can get beer in every grocery store down here. It still blows my tiny little mind. And I got myself a 6-pack of that Irish Death. It turned out I actually really liked it. I actually, say it with me, really liked it for a dark beer. So that was kind of cool. And I got an itchy nose as well. My goodness. But yeah, things are piling up a little bit, right? I still didn't get myself a laundry bag, so my backpack is getting chock full of my dirty clothes. But we'll be fine. We'll survive a couple more days. And it's going to be a whirlwind trip because from here I go straight back to Calgary, sleep, pick Brooklyn up the next morning, and we head back to New Denver for a nice extended vacation with my family out there. Speaking of Brooklyn, this is it's been hard being away from her these extended few days, and she's sick right now. I actually just had a FaceTime call with her, and she's doing okay. But it's enough to keep her home from school. It's like the longest I've been away from her for sure. By the time we get to the end of the week, it will have been the longest I've ever been away from her. And that's sort of like, that's why when I get asked, why don't I do more traveling? It's because I got a little girl, right? And I very much a big part of her life. And so I miss her when I'm gone. It's the thing that's getting me through is that I will have 10 straight days with her when I am back in Canada land. Strawberry mango once again. It's a cool campsite, right? You got the parking pad here, Jasper here, or like a big ass fifth wheel if you wanted. Then you got this raised portion here where your picnic table and fire pit are, and then even more of a raise up to the tent platform. So it's one of the larger camping spots we've ever stayed in for sure. There's not a lot of sites here, which is nice, and it's everybody who is here is very quiet. Like everybody's just here to chill out and relax. Last night was super mellow. Before the sun even went down, you could barely hear anybody. And I don't know how much the phone is picking it up, but there's just so much buzzing in the trees from all the bugs and stuff right now. It's super cool sounding. And just over yonder, down quite a ways, is Flathead Lake, right? And that's where Mom and Dad are staying at their RV resort. They're on Flathead as well. But the lake is very large. I imagine at the height of the day, once Lindsay and Sadie do arrive, that might be where you find us, provided my shoulders get their poop in a group, because they're a little sensitive. This has definitely awoken something in me in the sense that I think I can see myself coming down to this area of Montana a lot more frequently. I mean, the border crossing was easy. It'll depend on what my finances look like at the end of it. One thing that was frustrating yesterday, I was at a, I think it's called Conoco gas station, trying to fill up right now. I don't like having to go into the store and prepay for gas, right? I have no idea how much my vehicle is going to take. I know you can say a certain amount, but you'll only get charged for the amount that you pump, blah, blah, blah. I like to just pay at the pump, right? This Conoco didn't have tap on the pumps, so I had to put the card in, and it recognized Scotiabank Visa credit card. Put in your PIN, beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop, done. Then it asked me to enter my 5-digit zip code. If you're smart enough to know that it's a Scotiabank Visa credit card, why are you not smart enough to know it's a Canada card? Needless to say, there was no way around that, so that was a little frustrating. Anyways, more back to the point of finances. I've just been using my credit card to pay for gas, so I get that in American current like price. What's it going to look like when I get my statement in Canada conversion? So these are little things that I'm still trying to work out and see how viable it is for me to continue to sort of come down here and venture around. But I definitely would like to, because this part of Montana is gorgeous. Got a nice clean spot up here. Going to put our new Montana sticker right above. Right above? Yeah, right above. Right above. Haha. Looking good, Lucky. Oh yes, and also my little DIY screen system here seems to have been working quite well. I have it a little bit more permanently attached on the inside with tape, although it's slipped off in the night on this side, I see. But yeah, see, it's keeping the buggies out. They're all stuck on the screen here. Very nice. My concern now is when I get back to Calgary and I actually do end up getting that stupid EcoFlow diaper bag thing that goes over the window. It's gonna have to redo this part, right? Because it doesn't have a screen or anything. Maybe I could end up sewing some of this screen material over the holes of that bag. Or alternatively, I just keep using this method because it's fine. So really quickly too, let's hop back in Lucky and talk about my thoughts on this air conditioner, because it definitely gets brought up enough that we should probably do that. Okay, so obviously this is not like a sponsored chit chat or even a product review. This is something that I have had for a while, I think since last summer is when I got it. Just give myself a place to sit here. Fruit Loop marshmallows, excited to try those. Breakfast. Turn this off for a second. Quiet it down in here a little bit. I've just got this running on fan mode right now because honestly, overnight, this thing gets it really nice and cool and lucky. Like so cold that I could probably wear pajamas. I usually like to sleep in not a lot, and it definitely gets chilly. So it's super nice to be able to just grab my phone, go onto the EcoFlow app and change the temperature, turn it off, or switch it over to fan mode in those moments where it's too cold. Bigger issue that I'm having now that I've used this in what I would say is some pretty intense situations with heat. I know it could be much worse, but knowing how it performs in what I've experienced doesn't give me a lot of faith for even hotter scenarios. I do want to maybe try pulling the intake hose into here. Maybe I should do that now and have it just recycle the cooler air within. But I've noticed that at these, like at the peak of the day, when it's really intense heat, it does not do well trying to cool down that air that it's pulling from outside. And it's just, yes, it's making a difference and it is cooler in here, but not to the degree that somebody like myself would really want it to be at. Now, not a huge deal if you're not spending a lot of time in the van during those peak moments of the day. And that brings me to the other point is power. I'm very fortunate that at the last place I was at, and here I have shore power. Now it has a battery and I have the Delta 2 Max, but when you're running it on Max, that's your only option when it's that hot outside, Eco mode's not gonna do squat for you. You need to be running it on Max, and that is just such a power hungry mode that you're only gonna get a couple hours. Maybe with the Delta 2, you might get 4 hours of cooling, but again, it's not even that cool, you know? So my official final thoughts on the Wave 2, if you've got the cash to burn, then why not? But make sure you've got a lot of power to run the sucker, or you're gonna always have at least shore power kind of thing. Other than that, I just don't know. But yeah, let's give this a shot. Let's pull this hose off the window. Let's bring it into here. Maybe we can sort of keep it out of the way by bringing it here. Because like I was talking to one of my patrons, Zora, and she was saying that this is what she does, is she just uses it very similar to like the recycle air button on the dash of most vehicles. Like it doesn't have that, but Grace does. You know what I mean? It's got the symbol of your car and a little arrow in a circle. Instead of pulling air in from the outside, it's just going to continually reuse the air. It's recycle air. Let's go into the app here. And it's a Delta 2. I should charge that up over here since I have shore power. We're gonna go into the Wave 2 and we're gonna switch it over to, oh, why is he not? There's also this. I've noticed this happen a lot with the app. You gotta force quit it. It wasn't connected there, which is weird. Unless I've got my connections disconnected. I do not. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on. Let's try this again. Go in here. And there you go. Now it's connected. You see it's animating and it says you can turn it off up there. I knew it was frozen because it said turn on up there, but it is on. Anyway, let's go over to cool. Yes, I want to switch the mode. Boop. And we will make it go max. Get it nice and cool in here because outside right now it is 22 degrees and it's only going to get much worse. Like, what's the rule? Okay, hang on. Hot air rises, cool air falls. So maybe I should put the hose on the ground? Oh, we pulled our exhaust hose out. Don't do that. Okay, let's bring this hose down here. There. So it's going to pull from the floor, and hopefully the cool spark part of that. So it's blowing nice and cool air. So we'll see what happens. The entire few days I've been down here, I've just had the hoses hooked up to the window because a whole bunch of people gave me grief last year about pressure in a van and this, that, and the other thing. Negative connotations, something, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but we'll give this a shot and see. What's the worst that could happen? If it doesn't work, we put the hose back on the window. All right, we got our bowl of Fruit Loops with marshmallows. My God. We're gonna make it health food by adding our Dutchman dairy milk, so no problems there. Let's give this a shot. I was thinking that this would be a fun little like, oh, it's an American cereal that I can't get in Canada and I'm gonna give it a shot and blah, blah, blah. Turns out it actually just got released in Canada. Well, I don't know if it just got released while I was gone, but it confirmed last night that it's for sale up there, so it's I kind of want to take some of these back with me and compare them to a box of Fruit Loops there. These actual Fruit Loops themselves seem fruitier than the ones that I had in Canada last time. I seem to recall the Fruit Loops being quite pale. These are very brightly colored. That means they're good for you, darling. That's where all the vitamins are. Says it right there on the box. They would never lie to us. Well, it's still quite nice outside. I mean, it'll be nice outside all day, depending who you are. Oh, it's already getting warm. I think I'm just going to take this time to sit out on my front porch here at the campground, do a little bit of editing, probably play some Switch, and wait for the ladies to arrive this afternoon. Not a lot of reception here. I've been trying to get a Patreon post to go live all morning. And the struggle inside the van is so real. Yes, he just said, failed to upload. Let's try again. Montana morning. Well, maybe it'll work better out here. Look at those bars of 5G. Let's go. Yeah, hopefully. Maybe the pizza box will help boost the signal. Stranger things have happened. All right. If you want me, that's where I'll be. Ooh, well, that's cool. Well, not enough connection here to upload videos, but I did get an alert. Look what has been shipped. So that's good. The initial quote of how many days it would take, way off. But we will hopefully have a driver's seat to pick up when we go. I don't know if I'm going to have time on that one day. We'll see. It depends on what time we leave here and I get back to Calgary. Because this whole thing, if you don't know, if I haven't talked about it, I think I did, but I've been filming quite a bit, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but I actually had to have that seat delivered to a location way up in northwest Calgary. Northeast Calgary. West winds. To a place called Day and Ross. So I'm going to have to go pick it up there. So I don't know if I'm going to have the time on the Friday to pick it up. So might have to wait till I get back from BC with Brooklyn, but it's cool to see that it is on its way. Look at all that support for my ass. Ooh, look at that, eh? Not a cloud up there. And there comes the sun right in between these trees. You're going to get all of that sunlight right here. I just walked out to the mouth of the camera, or even if I just stand here through my shirt, my shoulders hurt so bad. I'm so dumb. Why wouldn't I just put a little bit of sunscreen on? I knew I was going to be out on the boat yesterday. I picked this up at a drugstore in Big Fork, Montana. I already put some on this morning. I just need a little bit more now. And you get to be my mirror. Actually, I just got an email. It's so weird. I got so much connection in one way, but then with other apps, the connection's not good enough. Like I still can't post to Patreon, not even a picture. I got full bars and 5G right now. Failed upload. Just crazy. I don't know. Anyway, I got an email from the Vanguard company with the chairs, and they said it's actually been delivered, and they sent it to a different location. I don't know where, well, I mean, I know where this is. It's much closer to where like I usually am in Calgary. So that's nice. Who knows? Maybe we'll have time to rip over there on Friday to pick her up. We shall see. Anyway, for the time being, how bad is this? Oh yeah, that'll do it. Look at that difference. Yikes. Summertime. Taking care of business every day. Maybe we just don't wear a shirt right now. Okay, let's get rid of some garbage and maybe get some more water. Can't imagine the sun's gonna feel any better without the shirt. Oh, maybe the shirt amplifies the intensity of the heat, I don't know. head back. White belly. The Canadian is in America. That's definitely one thing you could do when the weather is this hot. If you didn't even have the jet ball, you could just get a big jug of water like that, leave it out in the sun all day, and then, you know, once the evening time rolls around and you're ready to have yourself a shower, just dump her in there. Good to go. That's just a head back, my friends. I imagine Lindsay and Sadie will be here pretty soon. I've just been doing a little bit of tidying in Lucky, which it'll never look like I've been doing it because this is just the way my van is. I'm okay with that, but it's kind of like tidying up this area up here, right? Organizing everything and whatnot, little odds and ends. And then I'm just tidying up the abundance of beer boxes. So here's my plan for this next few days. I'm just gonna put the remaining cans down here. And that way I can get rid of this stuff, right? Boxes, get out of my life, free up some space up here. And because like my fridge is quite full right now, unfortunately. I found on this trip that the freezer has actually become a little bit of a hindrance. I haven't been using it as much. We will use this ground beef, maybe even tonight. I want tacos tonight? I don't know. Figure it out. But, right, I don't have my cooler with me. It's in Grace, which is back in Canada. So I don't have as much room for like my beers and my food. So all my food's buried under my beers. It's not ideal. It's also a first world problem. So, not actually complaining, just pointing it out. So once we take a beer out to drink, we'll replace it with one of the floor beers, and Bob's your uncle. Hopefully that keeps us in business. But yeah, the freezer, what we got in here? Pretzels, waffles, yogurt tubes, beef, and what's underneath there? I know the answer to this. Pierogies. All right. Out of my house. Out of my house. It landed on it. Go. I've also been trying to find a perfect spot to put this temperature monitor system, right? Because it's just been floating around and like ever since I installed it. I was first thinking like, oh, maybe I could put it up here. But the problem is, as I mentioned before, you can't then, if it's flat against the wall, you can't get your finger at the back to hit the button to light it up. So now maybe right here would work, right? That's not so bad. You can't really see it very well. It's a very reflective surface, but like, it doesn't matter if you can see it. I need to be able to see it. The only problem with it just being there is it's clearly going to slide around once I start driving Lucky. My thought is maybe I could just put a piece of alien tape on the bottom here just to give it some stickiness, but then it's not permanent. I could still do this and reach around, tap that button, but the alien tape would hold it in place. Because I got alien tape coming out of my ears. All right, let's give this a shot. I think I still have one more roll of this in the back as well. This stuff's great. So far, so good. So we just need, right, just on the lip here, I'm just gonna like, I should cut the tape, but, I mean, I'm gonna cut it, but I mean, you know, make it not as wide. Well, let's just see how this goes first. Do I have a knife handy? I don't want to use my food knife. Where's the Benchmade? Get the Benchmade off the door. Right into your face. Right, and then we're just gonna stick it there. All right, let that cure up. It should keep it solid, but then I should still be able to just get it forward enough to tap that button. I mean, the tape's gonna collect a whole bunch of schmutz, but it's the back of the sink anyway. That's not too bad. All right, cool. Must also have been the heat that affected it, because this artwork that Brooklyn and I made one day at her school, it was up here, but it was only being held on by 2 command strips, and it fell off last night, actually, when I got here. So I've got 4 of these little command strips left. So I think I'll just get them the heck out of my life in that capacity, and we'll use that to reattach this where it belongs. All right, there we go. You'd think 4 command strips would be overkill for something like this. Like, it's just a little thin canvas board, but apparently it wasn't. And apparently that's what you get for buying your command strips at a dollar store. Also, the wall is curved, so maybe the command strips aren't exactly, you know, fully touching. Either way, yay! That's back up. I wasn't happy when that fell down. Oh, I saw a car pull up. Get off my porch. There they be. Well, hello. Not too bad yet, but yikes.
24.5 degrees.
Yeah.
Can I have my pass, please?
Here. Oh, yes. That is. Where is that? On the poop bucket. Where else would it be?
Champions, I see.
Oh, yes. Getting shit done. There you go. You have the whole thing. I don't need the rest of it. Hi, Sadie.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Why is your phone case look different?
Because I got a new phone case. That's stuff you don't see. Okay, sir, let's do it. Whew. Lights out. Actually, this is a good time. It's just gonna get hotter and hotter. Let's put this on max. Actually, let's see if there's any. Oh wait, let's do it like this. Not that way. There we go, max. We'll see how she does. Sucking in air from down there. Move the shower over. Good to go. Okay. Is Sadie joining us? Shocking. She was attacked by a rogue June bug or something. Twice. They've got her number. I heard they put a hit out on you. Stay in that tent. They can't get through mesh. Look at that handsome fellow. Yes, that's right. We are driving down because it's too hot to walk. Too hot to think. And we don't know how far it is actually. From our site to the water.
We don't want to find out the bad way.
No, we do not. Oh, this guy's very determined. I'm taking my boat back up the hill. Okay, sir. Whoa!
I know, that's what I was talking
Come
about.
around the corner, boat launch, Pirate Island.
We'll have to get out and take some pictures and then
That's so
message
cool.
stuff and be like, get your
Yeah, Byron said they're obviously thinking about it. Ooh, rent kayaks and paddle boards. Only credit card or Venmo? Canadian or Venmo. With credit cards. Woo!
Maybe we need to get you a tube so I can drag you over there in the kayak.
Right?
Or you could rent a kayak.
I like the pulling me aspect way better than me
I'm
having to
sure.
kayak myself.
Driving this Daisy.
That's right.
Vanlife style.
Crack my beer, getting my tube.
If you don't do this, you're not my cousin anymore. That's not what's happening
Those
here.
words were never said. I don't know what she's on
Multiple
about.
times.
Oh, she's crazy.
Nose in the air.
Smashing plan. He says, you want me to just leave you down here? And she'll walk back down. Thank you. My back is a little bit sore. There's a lower level parking lot down here, but it's only like 5 or 6 stalls. All taken. But there is an upper lot. We'll see Jasper later. Look at that water, though. Yeah. That's the sort of water Vanlife Plus gets into. Unless, of course, it's freezing cold. But it's the same lake I was in 2 days ago. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's a little day use area. Washrooms, garbages, more water. Why are there 2? So handicapped people can picnic. Cute little sort of beach. Busy. Yeah, there ain't much over there for beach. Yeah, it's quite busy. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Might walk down to the boat launch after and see what that's like. But
there's not much there.
you know, it's not a beachy sort of lake.
No.
At least not where we have been.
Rocky. Yeah.
It's clean looking though. Ooh. It's got an old man sort of bark. That's gonna be me when I'm older.
Murder
Very
stuff.
nice.
Can I put my everything in your hat?
Yeah, cover it up with that.
I've got the floaties with me, the pump with me, exactly like, and there's stairs, so you don't have to walk all the way down. There's stairs. I have a big uniform, just borrow it if it's at home, but
Yeah.
it's,
Well, yeah, okay.
please don't. It's big and no one uses it. But I
If I had a nickel. I I zoomed in by mistake. Come on, get a frickin'. It's big and nobody uses it. Hey! Title of the episode? Potentially. That's a good one. It's just so pretty. Yeah, frick, man. We could even do the Patreon meetup down here some year. Like, that would be so much fun. All of my American subscribers are somewhere in this general vicinity of country.
Right?
Yeah, that could be fun. Well done, Montana. Well done.
So you gotta think. You gotta think.
It's cooled right off down here by the water. Everybody else just took off. Sadie's back up at the campsite and we're schlepping all the stuff back to Jasper. I need to eat, and that's gotten so cool down here. I'm very interested to see just how cold it is inside. Lucky since we left it on max AC. Oh boy. Let's see here. How you doing? Yeah, you're pretty chilly. So this whole like on the inside is working well, but again, not super hot outside right now. I'm just gonna turn this down a little bit. Good job. And probably put some food in our mouth holes. Bone apple tits. Big old plate of stuff. Is it fancy though?
Well,
Don't have any sour cream. Lizzie's like, what is that? That's not sour cream. She's not wrong. It's poblano queso. Turns out poblanos are spicy.
yeah, duh. You didn't know that?
I didn't read it. I knew that. I didn't process it. It's actually not that bad.
I'm sure it's quite good. It's probably good on your eggs too.
Mmm.
We're gonna have to get some
Good idea.
first cups. I'm getting, but it's mosquito time.
I got it at, what is that? Isn't that great value? Yeah, it's Walmart's secret recipe. You know, right, bud? Calm down. It'd be great on tacos. That's why I got it. But in a pinch, it's pretty darn good on these pierogies as well. I get that. Well, Lindsay got the grill working. We discovered at the Patreon meetup that the grill that I got her just needs to run off 20-pound propane tanks, but got herself an adapter. And it's working. And she just said, yeah, don't want to use the grill. Don't want to make it messy. I don't blame her. Nice and shiny. Yeah, I'm gonna go die. Holy fuck. Ooh, that was weird, that last cut talking about Lindsay's stove. I got a little bit of a coughing fit because I got a tickle in my throat from a little thing I was eating. And it just really brought on these crazy chest pains that I've been having lately. No, don't, everybody just calm down. With my hat, that's the more important pressing matter. I actually don't know where my hat is. Oh, there, it's right in front of me. Clearly losing my mind. This is how I go. Please remember me well. But yeah, I've been having these like weird chest pains that are reminding me of when I was 16 and I had pericarditis. If you don't know what that is, I'm not going to get into it too much here. Essentially, it's just fluid built up around the sac that your heart sits in. Super fun for a 16-year-old to be dealing with. This is vaguely similar, but again, that was over 23 years ago. So don't really remember exactly how the pain felt then. I need to go see a doctor for sure. But yeah, that coughing fit made it bad. I really noticed it after dinner. I got into the van and I kind of moved in a weird way, and all of a sudden it was right there, this really sharp pain. And then really deep breaths make it hurt. And then after the coughing fit, it hurt for a while. I just walked some garbage down to get rid of, and it's gone. So I didn't riddle me this, Batman. I don't bloody know. So whatever. It is what it is. We'll deal with it in due time. For now, Lindsay's gonna stuff some food in her gob, and I think we're probably just gonna play some cards to sort of cap off the day. Sorry?
I rolled my ankle.
Oh, good. She really just rolled her ankle. We're doing great. Can you tell that we're getting real old? Oy. Actually, before we get to that, my morning teas have been melting the ice far too soon, but that's because I've been keeping them in the back here with my new knot Crocs. Well, mystery solved. Came from Francis. Thank you, darling. I'm going to put a couple teas in the refrigerator for the night so they'll last a little bit longer. Well, so the ice will last a little bit longer in the morning, because, I mean, the Yeti mug can only do so much. It can only work with what it's given. You know what I mean? So, in there, your mango teas you. Excellent. Have a nice cold sleep. See you in the morning. Good night, ladies. Into the tiny home. And that is all she wrote for, what is this, my third day in Montana? Third day of Vanlife Plus in the good old US of A. Gonna hopefully hit the lake again tomorrow. I say hopefully, we will. We're gonna start the day a little bit differently. We're gonna rip into town, go do some driving around in the town of Kalispell, and then maybe back down to Big Fork to hit a brewery before getting our butts back on the lake. We were just talking about even having a campfire tomorrow night, because currently there is no fire ban in the state of Montana. So this van lifer is ready for bed. Got nice, clean brushed teeth. Let's turn the inverter off to turn off the lights outside. Nailed it. And I'm going to leave this one here. And I'm going to say, as always, thank you very much for watching. And until the next one, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Most importantly, be positive. And remember, you can't make everybody happy. You're not tacos.